I think it's crazy that it took 35 years to finally like kind of come to the conclusion like, oh, let's have these, police officers that were police at the time 35 years ago. Like, how many of them have died? Like, how many of them would they have missed? Luckily, this guy was still alive.
Well, it's like, why did it take so many years to get to that conclusion of just it being an ex-police officer?
Exactly. Well, and like he had a police card he would show people, and like that's how he would get these people to like comply.
So maybe all of them were not successful because then otherwise how does that information come out?
Exactly. I think a couple of them were not successful. It just like, that's one thing about the legal system, especially here in the US, that really irks me is that like some of these people that are getting exonerated now have been like imprisoned for 30 years on the fact that there was a witness, blah, blah, blah. Like,
right.
And the DNA now is coming out and it's like the DNA didn't match. It's like, ugh. But then you have these cases where, okay, DNA is finally solving these crimes, but like.
I know. I think that's like one of the biggest nightmares you could have in life.
I know. Being like falsely. I think that's like everyone's biggest, like one of their biggest fears is like being imprisoned for a crime you didn't commit.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fucking terrifying. But yeah, glad this is finally resolved. Like hopefully some of these families now have like some closure, but.
Well, I'm glad it had an end. I feel like so many of the true crime things you hear are like, well, and no one's ever found him and he's still out there. Later. And you're just kind of like, okay, I got this invested and now there's just, there's nothing.
There was another one that was actually on this like true crime subreddit, and it was a guy who went missing for 10 years.